right, we have Jonathan Martinez back on the show. He competed at UFC 247 against Andre Ewell. It was a fun fight, but he was on the losing end of a split decision, and it was like a lot of fights on Saturday night. A bit controversial, so we appreciate Jonathan coming on to talk all about it. Jonathan, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. And you?
I'm doing great, and I know it's not easy to talk about a fight and a result like this. I know you're not much of a talker anyways. You like to do your talking in the cage, but talk about how you're feeling about this all just days after UFC 247 and how the fight went down.
Oh, well, I thought I was doing everything right. I did everything right. I felt like when I went to the judges, it was gonna be me. But when I came out short, and I was like, man, like that sucks. Because it's different. You throw a lot of punches, but if they don't land, like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, they were hitting my arms and stuff. A couple of them, they go in, but it's like hitting my arm the whole time. Like, that's what they were counting, I guess. I don't know.
Clearly on Saturday night, you felt like you had done enough to win the fight. It was close, but I think most people had you winning the fight. When you went back and watched it again, I'm sure you went back and watched it maybe once, twice, probably a bunch of times at this point. Were you even more confident that you had done enough to win?
Yeah, like I watched it over again after that. Like, I watched it yesterday, morning, night, and I felt like I did win. Kept looking at it as I did win. It's like it didn't cross my mind like I didn't lose. Like, if I would have lost, I would have been like, man, like, okay, I lost. But I did everything I was supposed to do.
I think the decision was clearly an issue. I don't think it was the biggest issue. I thought you had won the fight watching it back a second and a third time myself, but we've clearly seen worse decisions in the sport. But I think the big sort of sticking point here was the 30-27 scorecard for Andre. That seems to be like the big talking point here. If you want to make the case that he won the fight, fine, but the 30-27 seems just outrageous to me. Can you find any way to justify that scorecard at all?
Like, I don't know, man. I'm just mad. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, all that, like, against that judge. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Overall, taking the decision aside and how the judges scored it ultimately, how would you grade your performance on Saturday?
My performance, good. Like, I stuck with everything through. I had good defense. I came back. I mean, I was doing everything I had to do. I was working the body, going down. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. I feel really good. I feel comfortable going. Like, but I feel like now, like a lot of fighters, like, we have to, like, we can't even go in decision thinking we did a good job because we still got to worry about the judges, see what they see, or if they even see the fight. Because I hear, like, people, they were on their phones and stuff. But
I know Jason House, your manager, said that you guys plan to appeal the decision. We've seen how tough that is to do over the years. Do you feel like this could be the one that changes things, or you not really have high hopes for the appeal?
yeah, I think it will because, like, I think it will.
You think it'll get overturned?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty crazy. That'd be unprecedented. You would open up the door for so many things if this happened.
Yeah.
I know you had spoken with Nolan King of MMA Junkie, and a lot of people don't understand sometimes that you're not just fighting for glory and to compete, and you're not even just fighting for yourself. You're fighting for your family. You're fighting for your kids. How frustrating is that for you, feeling like not only did you get robbed of the win, but you got robbed of the extra money, the support and stuff that you need that you've planned for?
Yeah, like, because I have kids. I have a girl, I have kids. I have to feed them and stuff. And, like, if I would have lost, I would have been like, go back. But, like, I feel like I won. I feel like I did everything right. Like, like, I had him hurt a couple times. You know what I mean? Like, he was the one saying in his interviews, he was like, you want to bang it out, I'm going to knock you out, all this and that. But all I felt like he was doing is running around the cage. Like, but I don't know.
Did you have a chance to talk with Dana White or any of the matchmakers backstage after the fight? And if so, what did they say to you?
Well, I talked to a lot of people, and they were just saying that they thought I won. Like, they don't know what happened. Like, a lot of people were saying, like, literally everywhere I go, I was like, man, they robbed you that fight. Like, something needs to happen. And
did your manager or anybody say anything that maybe the UFC will make this right with what everything you have going on, maybe they feel like you won. Maybe they'll kick you a little extra something. Is there any discussion about that at all?
No, not yet.
Obviously, the scoring and the judging was a big topic on Saturday, and it still is today on this Tuesday. Not just with your fight. We're talking about the main event. We're talking about a few other different fights that happened on the card. What needs to change in your opinion with the judging and the scoring? Like, do you like the open scoring concept that Kansas is now going to do? Do you think it's the scoring overall, or do you think it's more of the people who have the mighty pencil that's the bigger issue?
Mm, I think it's just the people that I guess I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude, but they have people that they just sit there and they think they know they never even been in a real fight. You know what I mean? Like they just go with the looks and stuff. But I think we need someone that's actually been there, done this, done all that stuff, like to know how it feels like and know what you need to do and stuff like that. But that's just my opinion.
So it's more the people, because I feel like the scoring in general. I mean, we're on a boxing model in a totally different sport, and yeah, I think more oftentimes than not the judges get it right, but this is happening far too often now. We saw it way too many times on Saturday night. It was not a good night for the Texas Commission and all, but man, it's just got to be frustrating knowing that, because then it changes like your approach too, because you feel like mentally now you feel like I have to finish every single fight. So like maybe changes your mentality once you're in the cage after going through all this. Is that accurate? Is that something you're thinking about?
Yeah, like I'm thinking like that too. And then like I said earlier, it's just like how can someone like even if you're winning the fight, you're all excited, okay, I can't wait, and then the judges they give it to the person, you're just like, damn, like what fight were they watching? You know what I mean? Like,
Have you been a part of a decision quite like this before in your career? Is this the first time something like this has happened to you?
oh, this is the first time.
And hopefully it's the last time, because you don't want to go through this again.
Yeah.
I know this whole thing stinks. I can't even imagine what you're going through, and it's a pain in the butt. And you felt like you were robbed of the win and the win money and all of that. But silver linings. Reports have come out. You were able to secure a new contract with the UFC after the fight. How did that all come together on Saturday night? That happened after the fight, or did it happen beforehand?
Yeah, it happened right after the fight and stuff. Like literally, like after the fight, like 10 minutes later.
That doesn't happen that often. Does it sort of take away some of the pain and the craziness knowing that the UFC does see something in you and wants to keep you around and try to make your life a little bit better?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. They told me, but it's still kind of hurting just because, like I did everything right. Like, like I live here in Texas, but I traveled to Colorado. My gym over there, we trained. I trained for 8 9 weeks over there, and then we took off to Houston and stuff. Like for that to happen, like it just sucks.
It's a very tough situation for sure, and I really feel for you, man. But is it fair to say that your days of fighting in Texas are over unless something drastically changes?
Yeah, I ain't fighting Texas no more.
No matter what, we're done with Texas.
Yeah.
Did you at least get to it? I mean, you're from Texas. I know you're a little ways away from the Houston area where you live now, but outside of the decision and the aftermath of the 15 minutes in the cage, did you at least enjoy your time in Texas outside of Saturday night?
No, every time I fight and win or whatever happens, I just go to the hotel. I don't really go out or nothing like that. I just like staying in, just watching movies, and just that's pretty much it.
Did a bunch of friends and family from Texas come to the fight?
Yeah, I had a lot and stuff, and after that, I didn't kind of want to see nobody because I guess what happened and stuff. Just wanted to stick to myself.
Makes sense. If a young fighter, maybe a teammate over at Factory X or wherever it is, or someone getting into the professional MMA ranks comes up to you and asks you for advice with everything you've gone through and you've learned over these last 72 hours or so, what would you say to them?
And as long as you pretty much just stay calm, see what happens. You know what I mean? Like let everything see how it goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Does it make you? Does this like invigorate you at all? Like, do you feel like you want to get right back in the gym and train, or has this kind of soured you a little bit in that aspect?
It's both. I want to get back in there, and then yeah, it's kind of both. Like I'm like mad, and then I haven't been able to sleep. Like, what was it? Yesterday, I woke up at I mean, this morning I woke up at 3 in the morning, and yesterday I woke up at like 3. I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, I can't believe they took that away from me. Like I was coming to 2 winning streak. I was gonna make it 3, and then this happens. I'm just like, come on now, like.
I've interviewed a few fighters from the card already today. Like I interviewed Lauren Murphy, and her face was all swollen and beat up. You look like $1,000,000 considering you were just in a fight on Saturday. So I know you're still dealing with this, and probably having another fight is one of the last things on your mind right now. But I'm sure you're looking to get back in there and sort of get that sour taste out of your mouth. Is there a certain timetable you have on when you'd like to get back in there, or you just want to let this play out before you even think about that?
Yeah, hopefully soon. I'll just take a week off and I get back to the gym and stuff. And because all I have is just like, I think just my arm is bruised. That's pretty much it. Like everything's good. I don't have nothing. Like that guy had to go to the hospital. I don't have nothing. Like.
So do you feel like you have closure with this fight based on your performance? Like I know the judging sort of robbed you here in your eyes and a lot of other people's eyes. Is running it back even an option for you, or has that ship sailed for you?
No, it's not even like running back. Is like if I would have lost the fight, like oh man, well give me the rematch, like stuff like that. It's like it's not even like the guy didn't even do nothing. It was just throwing a lot of punches, hitting my hands, or connecting a couple of times, but it wasn't. I pretty much had to chase the guy. He was the one talking, saying that he was gonna stand in the middle, do all this and that, and I pretty much had to make it like that. But I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.
So performance-wise, you feel like you have enough closure with this fight with Andre that you don't need to run it back. You felt like you've already won, and there's nothing else you need to prove.
Yeah, I don't need to prove nothing. Like you've seen it. Like it's like I always stay calm and stuff. Like this.
Yeah, this is the most I've ever heard you talk, Jonathan.
I'm just mad.
Oh man, it's crazy, man. I can't even imagine what you're going through. I truly appreciate you coming on and talking about this. I know it's the last thing you want to be talking about, but I thought you won the fight for whatever it's worth. Is there anything else you want to say or get off your chest before we let you go, man?
No, everything's good.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I hope this all works out for you and you can keep your head held high based on your performance. It was a great fight. Everybody enjoyed it. I think everyone sees a very bright future for you in the sport, and I wish you nothing but the best with the appeal, and I'm excited to see you back in the octagon competing sooner rather than later. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.